What's the dumbest myth people today believe? By user JoeyDotnot. Roll is 20544. That Einstein failed his grade school math class. It was the subject of a Ripley's Believe It or Not column in 1935, and Einstein himself refuted the article. In primary school he had been at the top of class, and by 15 he had mastered differential and integral calculus. Dorothy Milne. When I had cancer a few years back and was doing chemotherapy, I had people who constantly questioned that I actually had cancer due to the fact that my hair didn't fall out until I was actually in remission. Had been off chemo for about 2 to 3 weeks when my hair started gradually thinning and falling out. It's a complete myth that every single person's hair will have the same reaction to chemo. Some people lose hair right away, some don't. Everybody is different. Pig, Haggerty. There are dumber ones out there, but the one I, as an estate lawyer, deal with constantly is the idea that there needs to be a reading of the will, where the family all gather and the lawyer reads it aloud to them for the first time. We don't do that, we just mail everyone their own copy if they want it. It's a really stubbornly persistent one because people continue to see scenes of it in movies and TV shows, where it's used for some big dramatic reveal. I've even had irate beneficiaries insist that the administration of the estate can't be official until there's a reading. Way back, like 150 years ago or so, I believe we used to do something like that at times because you couldn't exactly presume literacy on the part of the beneficiaries, but now we feel it's a pretty safe bet that you can either read it or find someone who can. Quandilius, Dinglebop. I remember the myth that gum takes 7 years to fully pass through your digestive system. Loxazy 5751. You have to wait 48 hours to report someone missing. Gorox 47927. Many people still believe hymens are like plastic food seals that cover up the hole and get popped when you have sex for the first time, and if a girl doesn't bleed, she's not a virgin. Tempe Jeff. Halloween candy is commonly laced with drugs or razor blades. Erie, Arizona. Still blows my mind that people think the earth is flat. Roll is 20544. That magnetic jewelry, healing will cure just about anything. A dude named Mesmer the 1780 came up with the idea, and it had been debunked many times, yet it's still a billion-dollar industry. Fun fact, the word mesmerized is related to him. David Slad. Had a cab driver insisting that the reactor meltdown at Fukushima was a failed Chinese attack on the U.S. The plan was to superheat the rods so they'd burn into the ground, through the center of the earth, and come out in America and irradiate it. Amazing. Messboy. That you eat spiders in your sleep. Spider will not knowingly walk into a predator's mouth. They can sense both the heartbeat, heat and noise from humans. All things that would alert them not to go into our mouth. By 241489. I still believe that if any of my limbs hang off the bed while sleeping that a monster will grab them. I also believe that the moment I remember this and pull them back on the bed is just in the nick of time before a monster grabs them. You can't prove there isn't a monster under my bed. What it doesn't kill you. Had to explain to a grown-ass adult that blood isn't blue inside the body and red once it hits oxygen because blood already carries oxygen.